Hey everybody, welcome to Vampire the Masquerade and some Legacies of Caine. Yeah, we're back. Again, sorry about last week. If you haven't heard, some things happened in my personal life with a friend, who was going to join in a game, the Grinding Gears game. Fortunately, he passed away. And, I'm, hoping that we can bring a smile to everybody's faces for those of you that have, creepy Halloween smiles. Thank you, Carpe. Good work.
My pleasure.
So, why don't we have people go around, kind of say something about their characters and such, and then we'll dive into what was happening last time. Oh, let's go in odd direction now. Let's start with Carpe, actually.
All right. Fucking people being prepared for us. Fucking princes not telling us that there's shit going on. Fucking gorillas.
We should not be fucking gorillas.
We shouldn't be fucking any of these things.
It's hard. It's hard to pay the gorillas.
No. That would be feeding. Completely different. Fucking is usually so much more fun.
And then Dawn. Jess.
Dawn is so excited to go to the zoo again. It's like my favorite place to hang out.
Okay.
Yep.
Worm, how's Emil doing?
He's doing good. I just want to explain something, because I did this really weird thing where I went off screen, and I realized it probably looked weirder than if because I forgot to take one of my pills, and I'm like, oh, I should probably take that. And I realized that probably looked weirder than if I had just taken it.
It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine.
That's all right. I'm popping blue balls.
I was trying to finish lunch.
Blueberries.
I was trying to quickly finish lunch, which I did.
Blue crystals, maybe.
Oh, I started rewatching Breaking Bad. I've never wanted to eat anything more than I want to eat that meth. Because it looks delicious.
Okay, no, here's the thing. Did you know they actually make blue rock candy that looks like meth?
Yeah, because I know everyone on set used to just sit and eat that.
I have a friend who just always loved to buy that because he just thought it was funny.
Yep, there's some crazy things.
Anyway, yeah, Emil's doing good. He's just thinking about, stealing the gorilla. How we're gonna go about that.
And I believe last time you were discussing a plan for stealing the gorilla. Did one of you note down your plan as you finally,
Oh, yes.
Good. Because I wasn't making notes about your crazy plan, or your latest crazy plan.
Let's see.
The night before, we need to make our way towards the veterinarian's place of residence and find some way to be inside of it, ideally. If not, find a way to sleep nearby. Then, as soon as Emil wakes up, he will attempt to awaken me. At which point we will immediately, we will go in, I will attempt to become her, as well as I can, and if it works, awesome. If it doesn't work, we will have to do this again. Then we drug her, knock her out with tranquilizers or something, and get her phone. I will have her phone. Emil will immediately make for the zoo so that he and Dawn can join the PETA night with our thugs. With Scooby and the gang, so to speak. At which point, Emil will freak the gorilla out, ghoul it, and smack it or something. And then Emil and Dawn are posing as an American couple, where Emil is the vet, a veterinarian, who will offer to calm the gorilla, as he will be on site when it happens. At which point they will call for me. I mean, the person I'm pretending.
Yes.
I will arrive, say a couple of these various sayings that I've been practicing in German, and say, "Oh no, we need to get this gorilla to the hospital." At which point we will grab the van from the zoo, take the gorilla, and drop the gorilla off at presumably the cathedral, and then ditch and burn the vehicle somewhere near the PETA headquarters.
Yep.
And also, basically, to divert attention also, weren't we going to plan to, after the gorilla, we get the gorilla to freak out, then we maybe get the people to freak out and start rioting, basically, just to add more...
I don't think it was so much rioting as, like, yelling outrage, not fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Because we did promise our thugs that it was not going to be a dangerous thing they were doing. It was just going to be yelling outraged things. Specifically about how they're treating these gorillas horribly and
And that's the plan.
Then we're going for dinner.
Probably, because you'll have a chance to finally after that plan. Alright. So, it becomes the night before. Or, like, you know, like the night before the plan will be going down.
Right.
Where are you going to set up yourselves at the vet's place? You've arranged for a number of thugs. German thugs, ja, welcome.
Yeah.
We are thugging and Germaning.
Let's see. Emil, you can or can't sleep in stone?
I can.
How far away is the closest, like, motel?
Probably a little bit away. We'll say, like, by car, maybe, like, 5 minutes.
Okay.
Just because, they're in more, like, a suburban area, so there's, like, a lot of hotels. You'd have to go to, like, one of the main roads where you probably get a couple of shops and stuff like that. So it's not too far of a drive, but it's a little bit of a drive from where they are at.
Okay.
She's probably about... taking the major roads, maybe like 20 to 30 minutes from the zoo. Probably late at night, probably closer to 20, just because, you know, not a lot of traffic. But during the day, probably at least takes 30. If not longer, depending on the traffic in Berlin, because it's a major city and there could be a lot of traffic.
Sure. Well, shall we have Dawn attempt to find us a way in the middle of the night this evening?
Ooh, I can
And
try
we can
that.
see if there's anywhere I could potentially sleep and hide.
Yeah, like a closet or a boiler room or
Right.
the attic, you know, go real traditional.
How late into the evening are you doing this, then?
I imagine this would be probably 1, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
ensuring that
After
people are
she's
most likely...
probably in bed.
Okay. So... Alright, Dawn. How are you going about this yourself? You've kind of been tasked.
I'm gonna try and pick the lock on the back door.
Okay, so going straight for the back door. Alright.
Yeah.
Give me Dex, and what is it now?
Security, I believe.
It's still security? It might be like... Well, they whatever when they're changed. That's fine. Just use the security.
For...
It's larceny now.
It's
Yeah.
larceny now.
Yeah.
Oh, mine still says security.
Yeah, I know. It's
It's
because
so
this
confusing.
is the better of the two sheets that you can use for vampire, and it's different slightly than it should be because
This is traditional Vampire the Masquerade. We're using the 20th anniversary version, which has updates.
And they don't have a very good 20th anniversary sheet.
I think it's alright.
I like this one better still. I'm just saying.
It's
I
a
like
little
this
more
one.
straightforward.
Yeah.
Is it difficulty 6 still?
Yeah, difficulty 6. Just try to break in. Oh, that's right. Roll 20 being a butt today. There it goes.
Of course.
Well, it appears the problem seems to be, like, because I'm going to, like, other tabs to, like, translate German or look up stuff on Berlin, when I go back to roll 20, it then loads in for me. Finally.
Oh.
It doesn't do it on its own, like it normally does. And every time I do that, it's like, interruption issues. That message pops up at the top. But 3 successes is good. You managed to click the lock. It doesn't seem like a particularly difficult lock.
Is it just me there, or have you guys followed as well?
Oh, at the very least, I have to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably nearby.
Okay.
Yep. So I will go ahead and hit my obfuscation to...
Obfuscate?
Yeah. That's a good word
Somebody
for it.
can say.
And I will slip stealthily inside.
Okay. Alright, I guess give me Dex Stealth then. Just to get that in.
Alrighty. Stealth. Stealth. Boom.
Alright. You slip in. We went for a back door, I think, so this probably leads to probably like a little like kitchen area.
Okay.
There's it's a 3-story building. Looks like it's got like it's kind of got maybe like a smaller attic space up top then. You're not sure. It looks like it had a basement too. There's like but you're not sure what kind of basement it has. This is definitely a slightly newer house. Just, you're in a suburb area of Berlin in modern day, so it's not very traditional overall, but still looks a little nice, a little different.
Is there any activity that I can hear going on in the house?
No, everything seems quiet.
Awesome. Well, I will, again, quietly check doors to see if I can find a way down into a basement of some sort.
Sure. Probably from the kitchen area, you'd find a door to the basement, I'd say.
All right.
It's usually around that area. I'll say it's there.
Cool. I will head down into the basement and see if I can find the boiler room or the water softener room.
Sure.
Whatever.
There seems to be like the basement is partially furnished. It's not like a really large basement overall, but it looks like they have like a little room down there with what looks to be like a little like bar area almost.
Okay.
And a small wine rack with some German wines on it. Looks
Okay.
like they've collected a few of them from various ages. There is a back room where the boiler is and the furnace all together, kind of in one area.
Okay.
Dawn, can you
Does
give me
that look-
perception alertness?
Ooh.
Since you're
I
still
can.
upstairs, like waiting at the door.
I'm a little alert today.
Woohoo!
And when I said like nearby, I meant like,
In the backyard somewhere.
yeah,
You can roll then too, Emil.
okay. Like I was thinking in the backyard or across the street or something. Just nearby so I can keep an eye on things. There. Boop. Boop.
Okay. The two of you will notice that seemingly coming from the street are flashing lights.
Silent alarm.
All right. Does the boiler room look like it would be a good place to...
Um,
Like, would I be noticed if they open the door to, like, check on something quickly?
If you were asleep in here, you might be able to hide. If someone did, like, a thorough search or clean. This room looks like it is maintained, so maybe someone does come down here and, like, make sure to clean things up, but not, like, super regularly. So it's hard to say exactly if someone would, clean it today. Chances are slim.
Sure.
And
I'd probably be taking a chance.
Yeah. You're going to be taking a chance, but it looks like there are some places you can kind of squeeze into, like, let's say behind the water softener or, like, the
Sure.
water heater. We'll say water heater. Behind the water heater,
Okay.
there's kind of like a little area that's kind of a little out of the way with some piping and stuff that you can kind of get yourself in between.
Awesome. Then I will go upstairs to let them know that I have found a good spot.
Okay. As you get upstairs,
Good to
you hear a from the front door.
Well, I'm going to close the door that I just went through and head immediately outside.
Probably watching this from across the street.
You hear,
or something.
Polizei! Der Wecker ging!
If
I'm
I'm,
going real quick.
I'm still by the back door once Nathan
Alles
is
in
out. Can I try
Ordnung?
and- Can I try and lock the back door again?
Sure.
After I'm out, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lock you in with the
Yeah.
cops.
Go ahead and roll again.
Would that just be
It'd be
security again?
It'd be security again.
Okay.
Yeah, you manage to click it back into place. It takes you a second. As you can hear someone coming down the stairs from the second floor. Ja, was ist los? If you want to,
Is this backyard fenced in, or is there?
yeah,
is it-
we'll say it's like a wooden fence around here. Suburb.
Yep, I feel
roll
like
for
we should.
defense, I believe.
Yeah.
Actually, it's probably like I would say, we'll say it's like a low stone wall around it, giving it a little bit more of a traditional feel they're trying to go for. So it's not like a huge wall around it. There's some bushes in the area. This is definitely like a little bit of a more like as
Stone, you say?
I said. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna try and hop the shit out of that wall.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty easy too. It's like a say like a 3.5, 4 foot wall. So it's possible to pop over it pretty well. So you will pop over, and it's like you're always popping out of the yard and just going somewhere.
I'm going to stay near the door
Mhm.
since I'm still obfuscated,
Yeah.
and just out of the way so that anybody walking along won't notice me.
Ja, Hinteralarmen ging aus. Frau. You see a number of officers kind of come up. They'll take a look at the door. Saying, yeah.
Yeah, just need natural stone or...
It's like one of those like
Sure.
little, like stone block ones, so it's not really that one big stone, unfortunately. So I don't know if it would actually work.
Okay.
If you could like,
Yeah, no, I was thinking...
yeah.
Like, if it's like bricks, because, like, basically what it says is it's basically like things like cement and asphalt and astroturf will block it. So basically man-made rocks don't work. But, like, if it's just carved stone, that's different.
It's probably a mixture. It's probably got like an artificial mortar like putting it together.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's probably okay.
Jemand
No,
hat
enough
Vesung, Verschut, Schloss zu knacken. You see, like, the older lady, like, vielen Dank.
This is probably the weirdest break-in ever. No.
Glaubst du, sie sind, reinkommen?
See? Were you expecting someone to come in?
Nein, es scheint, dass sie nicht entern konnten.
Oh, nobody was supposed to come in through the back door. I'm just guessing, by the way.
I know.
After a little while, like, ich werde ein paar Polizien durch die Gegend patrouillieren lassen, nur für den Fall.
Thanks.
Vielen Dank, vielen Dank. So
We'll keep a patrol car nearby. I'm guessing.
you actually guessed really well. That's the thing about
Yeah.
English to German. There's parts of it that are pretty close. Mm-hmm.
The one nice thing about having the language that steals from every other one.
Yeah.
and that English is technically a Germanic language anyway.
Yep.
It's technically a dramatic language, but then it steals so much from Latin languages as well.
Because we're jerks. What can we say? We're language jerks.
Yeah.
Got
My
nice
favorite-
language there. Let me just take some of it.
English professor in college, I loved one of the signs on his door. It was basically like, English doesn't steal from other languages, it mugs them in dark alleyways and steals their loose grammar.
So, after probably about an hour of looking around, the cops will finally leave. You'll definitely see that there's, like, the lights will stop. You'll still see the light. There's light down in the kitchen. The woman who's you're guessing is the vet. She's older. Seems to be talking with her husband for a little bit more out of earshot. You could try to listen in if you get close to the door, but like they're just kind of speaking there.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
It'll help me get an idea of her cadence and voice.
Ich kann nicht schlafen.
I don't like this shit.
Das ist sehr stressig.
This is really weird, especially on top of all that stuff that happened at the zoo. Oh my goodness, the gorillas, the elephants, the lions. I'm pretty sure I'm translating.
Ich bin besorgt.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure that just meant
I'm
this
so
is
wet.
stressful.
Let's
or
have
something.
sex.
Okay.
Mag dir kein Sorgen, mein Liebe.
Mock all you want, my love.
Die Polizei,
You know,
Polizei ist in der Nähe.
a
Nee.
very-
Don't worry, the police are in the bedroom. We'll have a threesome.
Lass uns die Treppe hochgehen. Gehen.
If anybody comes in, they can join.
you know, I gotta say, this is gonna be a really big problem.
Der Alarm wird funktionieren.
You
I
don't know
just
German.
turned Italian.
I'm probably pronouncing that last one really badly, but it's a very unusual one.
You know what? When I come to wake you, I am going to have some. I'm probably just going to give you a phone with translation software that you can hopefully hiddenly sneak peeks at.
Komm,
That's why I've been studying a few different things to say and a couple of special words so I know what they're asking. Like,
Komm,
what's
meine
wrong?
Liebe, lass uns ins Bett gehen.
It's okay, go to bed. See, that was probably about right. If it's a lock-picking dog, I'll kill it. Don't you worry, honey.
Ich werde es unserem Altsohn erzählen. Sein militärische Ausbildung wird helfen. They'll go upstairs then.
All right.
So you're in the basement now?
No, he's in the backyard still.
I'm in the
Oh,
backyard.
you're in the backyard. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So, I have definitely gotten a good look at the subject, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Thank goodness for that.
You definitely could have been looking in through the back door. The husband were both in the kitchen. They were meshing around. They had the lights on. You got a good view.
Awesome. And I've been listening to her talk so that I can deal with that. Yes. Alrighty. Cool. Then I'm gonna go back to Dawn and Emil. Alright. It appears that there's a silent alarm. Emil, do you have any way around that?
Cut
Also-
the power to the house?
Also, holy ass crackers, did they get here fast?
Yeah, I'm gonna like Google Maps real fast. Like, where's the nearest police station?
There's in fact one just a little ways away. They have a nearby station around the same area where I said all the like major buildings and stuff would have been. So
So
basically,
it's like what, like 2 blocks away?
again, like 5 minutes away. And you did take a little bit of time going down into the basement, and like things were coming up as you were coming back
Yeah,
up.
no.
So,
So, that is like 2 to 4 blocks away, which is pretty dang close.
yeah.
Okay.
It seemed like probably it was a little longer before they actually went in the building. So you're guessing that maybe it's not quite as close, that maybe one person was in patrol in the area.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
And that the rest of the cops that showed up were close enough that they were able to get there pretty quickly. Within like
Okay.
10-15 minutes of the
Alright.
alarm going off. So it's still a pretty good response time.
Also, there's at least a husband that we might also need to deal with.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was
in
going
the
to be
sense
a
of
possibility.
them getting drunk, whatever. All right. So,
Well, if we want to cut power to the neighborhood, it would be less suspicious than the house.
very true. The other possibility is, since you were able to lock the door behind you, perhaps we could trigger the alarm again, keep the door locked, and they might assume it's some fault with the security system.
As long as we get this done before they have time to call anyone out to come look at it.
True. True.
I can get you in and out there easy enough, but without knowing the
All right.
password to the alarm.
Sure. Well, would you like to give it another shot then?
Let's see another option.
What's that? I am very interested in another option.
Mm-hmm.
Get in their house while invisible and watch them type in the alarm code.
That's a thought. I like that thought.
Will you be able to do that because you did say you were doing this the night before you had reserved your thing?
Yes. It's going to be... Worst case, we can cancel or delay or reschedule, you know, like be like, oh, well, you know.
We can always
lose
go on a
some,
nice
like-
trip with the thug.
Mm.
Enjoy the zoo. Just have a good time.
I like that idea.
And do it again later.
No, that actually could work in a way. It's
How
like
does it?
Okay. I should probably do my character voice. Okay, so here's the idea.
Mhm.
We get into the... If I can fool the gorilla, perhaps we can... That may be enough to where we can trigger something in a future night.
Except that ghouling, if I recall correctly, can cause a massive transformation, which the beginning of such would be perfectly reasonable to assume is something wrong with it, whereas after a week or several days had passed might be a little bit more difficult to explain away. Also, we don't
Now
want the veterinarians actually examined.
Good point. Well,
Otherwise, excellent.
well,
I mean, if we set the alarm off a couple more times, specifically on that back door, they're going to assume it's an error tonight and the police will stop coming out.
mhm.
As long as I can hop over the fence, the wall again and lock the door, like...
Mm-hmm. So this time you'll trigger the back door, lock it with me inside so that I can attempt to watch them turn it off. Correct? All right. Any other thoughts? Excellent. Let's go.
Do they have grass in the backyard, or is it?
There's
Dude.
probably some grass. But it's probably like more of like a little garden area. It's got some yardage, but like a lot of like little plants. Probably like a little vegetable garden, a little like flower garden, and a couple of bushes. I mean, like, seems like a very nice maintained yard. Seems very busy though, in comparison to what your folks are, used to in the U.S. though.
More my thought is like I could just earth meld with the ground, because I think I can do it without. I might have to disturb the grass though. It's not very clear about that.
Let's check
Because
it.
I merge into soil or stone, basically.
Yeah. Let's go to ProDM. Doodaloo Earth melt. Blah 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 blah. Let's see here. Wood slats, blacktop, even artificial turf.
It's not saying. See, okay. So my thing is, I could probably meld through the grass, but I just don't know if it disturbed the grass. That's probably a GM call.
I think more than likely because The way it speaks is that you're melding with the ground. I think that
It's basically earth. Yeah, I mean, it's basically dirt or rock is what it seems to that I meld with. So
I think around the grass, it's good enough that you can probably avoid having to get to like just straight up dirt. Maybe I'd say depending on the a level of grass and stuff.
okay, is there a dead patch?
Probably not. What there
Okay.
might be is like there are some bushes in the area, some well-maintained bushes. You could probably find like squeeze in some bushes and find some dirt there. You'd pop
Right.
out in between a bunch of branches and stuff, but you know, it's the same place you went in on,
Yep.
and it
Okay,
wouldn't be
let's,
noticeable.
Question is, how am I going to get in to wake up Nathan? Or are we going... If you're sleeping
no.
inside.
None of us heard the silent alarm go off, correct?
Yes.
As long as I can learn the code, I can text it.
True. Yes, that'll be probably be the best way to do it.
And
Cool.
setting off the silent alarm shouldn't worry the police as long as it's turned off immediately.
Mm-hmm. There's usually a little bit of time that it gives you to, like, you know, once you're entering into a door or something, if you got the alarm on, to turn it off and, you know, cancel it.
Okay. So we'll go through with this. I'll plan to hide in the bushes later in the night, probably when it comes closer to morning after some of this is blown over. But I think you guys need to try and do this first, and then okay. So I think that's the plan. And I'm probably gonna borrow. Yeah, and then I'll ask to borrow. What's your character's name?
Nathan.
No.
Dawn.
Dawn. Thank you.
Braveheart.
I'm probably gonna borrow Don's lockpicking tools because I have larceny. It's not very good.
Nathan could always post
Open.
the keys out of the door.
Oh, could do that.
Or
Also.
you could just unlock it from the inside.
Or unlock it from the inside, yeah.
Oh no, the whole point is I wake him up though.
Right.
But if you post the keys out of like the front door, put it at the letterbox, you know?
You know, I'm gonna look around the yard right now
Mm-hmm.
to see if they have one of those keys hidden under a rock or a mat or something.
Would they still? Sure. Give me perception alertness then. We'll say. Bitter distribution skill.
Difficulty 6.
Yeah, we'll say difficulty 6. We'll keep it normal. See what you roll.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah, you look around, but you don't find any sign of anything like that.
Okay.
If they have one, it might be well hidden, and there is a lot of little places to hide here in the yard, in the back. There's also the front yard too, which is like out around where the cops are kind of hanging out, so it might be towards the front door if they have one of these things. You did know they had a bunch of kids, so it might make sense for them to have one. Just finding it easily when things are on guard, probably not.
Basically, they didn't hide it under a fake rock. They hid it in a very smart place.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If they did that, you don't know for sure.
If one exists.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, anybody doing anything else? Are you ready to break into the house again?
Let's do it.
Okay. Dawn, I'm going to say, now that you've rolled too well twice, you don't need to roll again. You've got an idea how this lock roll works. You've been playing around with it a couple of times. You can easily open and close it. So the idea is for you to open it, Nathan to obfuscate, go inside, you to lock it back up, and then you and Emil to kind of hightail it farther away.
Yeah.
Okay. So you shall do that. After a while, the police officers will come. You'll actually see like some flashlights as the officers, rather than going and knocking the door right now, are going to kind of go around back.
We ditched this time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We're like...
This will be a couple minutes later that the police officers that were kind of out front.
We're at least the next like street or two over, like watching the lights.
Der Alarm ging wieder los. You can kind of hear him a little muffled on the walkie as he's kind of by the door.
Because either this is the police, come on with your hands up.
Soll ich die Familie wecken? Ja, ich bin nicht Schinner, ob sie versucht haben, wieder einzubrechen oder ist beschlagnahmt. Okay, ich werde sie wecken. The man will go back around front. And you'll hear again,
Yeah, I'm gonna stand in an area that would probably still be shadowed even with the kitchen light on.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally with an easy view of the security pad.
Ihr Alarm werde ausgelöst. Kann ich ein Blick darauf werfen? So they're like, yeah. They will take him over to the alarm box, which is, you can see, is like kind of probably, there's probably like the front little like hall area, I'd say, then like a very large, like sitting room to one side and a very large living room that leads into a dining room on the other side, and the kind of kitchen in the back, with it, which also has a small table in it. So it's like you could like probably dine in the kitchen, and then you can kind of go into the backyard there with that. Einen haben versucht, es zu brechen. Vielleicht haben sie den Alarm beschlagnahmt.
Did I see him type anything in?
Not yet.
Nope.
Sorry, they take a second to type all this in. Es ist fast morgen. Ich kann bleiben und die Gegend beobachten. Sie sollten den Alarm ausschalten. Ich kann einen anderen Offizier das bringen, ihren Hinterhof zu patrouillieren. Bitte. Yeah, you'll see them. You'll see the husband like type in a code. You know, like the officer will kind of like turn away, let the man do that. Entschuldigung, ich habe keine Anzeichen dafür gesehen, dass Sie zurückkommen. Ich denke, Sie brauchen einen Techniker. Nur Scherzugen. Danke, Officer.
I know that one.
I got it too.
Who wants a mustache ride?
Möchten Sie etwas Kaffee?
Mm-hmm.
Ein Gebäck? Hm. Ich
Not
bin...
just a GM having... Oh, sorry.
Ja, ich bin im Dentist, aber schicker. So the man will actually like sit down at the small thing as the husband will get together like a little box of pastries or something that they have, and kind of offer him some, and the wife will make some coffee for all three of them. This is probably getting
So
to be
funny.
like almost 5 now, you know.
But I got the code.
You got the code though.
Awesome.
Yeah. The funny thing is just like, it's not just a GM having a conversation with himself. It's a GM having a conversation with himself in another language.
Look, this is what you get for doing Adventures in German. Where you're trying to, like, get stuff while overhearing conversations.
Oh boy.
Why don't we take a break now, because it's our first hour, now that Nathan has observed the German couple, you know, it got the code, you know. So,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Things seem to be going. I'll just stop there.
Thanks for going.
Ooh, caught Simonetta.
One thing though, you said that it was like getting about 5 a.m.
We'll say like between 4 and 5 right now. It's like,
Okay.
we'll say like maybe like even up closer to 4:30.
May have to slip through the police if I want to get. I could just do it in a backyard nearby, or in a garden or something nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put. Yeah. So I'll do Earth Meld somewhere if it starts to get. You know, if it gets too close to dawn,
low.
I'll just find a spot nearby.
Yeah,
Right now
pretty
you're
close
right
enough.
next to Dawn.
But we'll figure out what you two are doing in the meantime, because Nathan has a plan at least. He's got a place that he's going to try to like hide and rest for the day.
Yep.
And now he's got the code, which he can easily, like when he gets probably downstairs, text to you. So you'll have the code. And but we'll take a quick break here. If you need to get a drink, go to the bathroom, grab a snack, go ahead and do it, and we'll be back in a little bit. So see you in a second, folks.